Well, every year it's the same thing. I pick out 2 or 3 special peppers and they go crazy. These are my cayenne peppers. I grew, well, I grew more plants than I needed. I grew 6 because that's how they came. Might actually be more than 6 because when I buy a 6 pack, I always make sure there's at least 1 or 2 extra plants in there. I guess I don't need these, but I have more than I need, which is fine because I'm going to be using these for pepper salt, pepper sauce. Great for collard greens. Now most of these, at least the ones that are standing out on camera, are red. You can pick them when they're green and they're just as good. These are going to be hotter though, so if you don't want them quite as hot, use these. I'm probably going to use a mixture of the two. These are not cheap peppers, so I'm going to do 2 things with them. One, I'm going to dehydrate them. I might set the dehydrator on the back porch because I'm not sure how the house is going to smell once I dehydrate these peppers, or people will be walking around the house coughing. People, probably mainly me. But I'm going to dehydrate some, and then I'm going to take them and ground them and put them in a pepper shaker. That way I don't have to buy red pepper. That's all these are going to be, is red pepper. The rest of them, I'm going to, like I said, make some pepper sauce. I have plenty of these. My parents used to always have pepper sauce. I know I just changed the subject there a little bit, but yeah, I have plenty of peppers, so I'm going to make some pepper sauce. Yes, there will be a video. Probably this one. If you've never had pepper sauce before, it's not a hot sauce. It's actually just a very mild sauce that you pour over collard greens to give it a different flavor. I'm not sure if it's a southern specialty. My parents grew up in Mississippi, so maybe it is. I'm sure all my aunts and uncles probably had some at their house. So I'm going to try my hand at making it. I might need to make a phone call or two to ask how, because I think I know some people that know how to make it, and it shouldn't be very difficult at all. How many peppers can Farmer Marshall pick? If my name was Peter Piper picked a pepper. Anyway, as far as growing these things were so easy. I use chicken manure. Almost everything I use chicken manure on. Yeah, except for a few experimental plants over here where I was comparing my bell peppers with chicken manure and bell peppers with cow manure. All the ones with chicken manure grew so much bigger. So I was really interrupted by my phone overheating. I've been committed to doing chicken manure for a while. I know back in a former life, I used to build swimming pools, above ground pools, out in the country. And every time I saw someone that had a really good garden, I always asked them what they used. Every single one of them said chicken manure. So for me, chicken manure it is. It's a little harder for me to get it, but fortunately I recently found it at Ace Hardware. Someone was telling me, I don't know if you can see this clearly, but they can tell the pepper is hot when you see all these lines on it. If I can show you. They were saying that they can tell if a jalapeno pepper is going to be hot if you have these lines on it. I haven't experienced that. I don't know anything about it, but I may have to check out their theory. I hear this bug want to go on my thing. That's not a good bug. Sorry. That, I believe, was a Japanese beetle. I don't need them, don't want them. Look at this. Look at this. Those aren't even the biggest ones. Look at these. Well, they're pretty close. Look at these. Fantastic. These are going to be some great jalapeno poppers. Anyway, I'm getting back inside. Well, folks, when I planted my cayenne peppers, I planted these so I can make some pepper sauce, the old-fashioned type that you can pour over collard greens and things like that. But then I went along and planted some banana peppers so I could preserve some banana peppers for making salads and for putting on my sandwiches. Now, when you're canning things, one of the most important things to do is do it the safest way possible. So, I already have my canning jars and lids boiling here. They're going to be put in vinegar. Well, the peppers are going to be put in vinegar. So I got my vinegar already hot, boiling. Speaking of safety, there's a couple of precautions you might want to take. And this is just for you. You don't have to follow my way, because honestly, I'm not necessarily being all that safe. But you might want some goggles, and you might want some gloves. That being said, with all my peppers, first thing I do is I take off the top. That can go into my compost bin. But this opens up the peppers for the juices to get deep into them. And the reason I suggest you use gloves is if you're forgetful and you reach up and touch your eye half an hour from now after you finish doing all this, even if you've washed your hands, it can be a very painful experience. So ignore my ungloved hands and protect yourself, because you need to protect you. Oh, yeah, your banana peppers will turn red if you leave them on there long enough. If you want to turn down the flavor or whatever heat there is, these are actually a mild banana pepper here. But if you want to turn down the heat, you can always take the seeds out of these, and you can even take the seeds out of these. Of course, with these, you can always buy the sweet banana peppers. To be honest with you, I don't even remember if these are the sweet ones, the mild ones, or the hot ones. Let's see. Kind of sweet and mild. I'm good with that. All right, next step. Take your remove your jars. Okay, with the banana peppers, fill up the jars pretty close to the top. Looks like I have pretty much the perfect amount of peppers. Push those down a little bit. Now for what I'm going to pour over it. So I boiled 8 cups of vinegar. Add some pickling / canning salt. I'm going to put, these are half teaspoons. So that's 1½ teaspoon of salt. I found my other spoon. 1 teaspoon of oil. Just stir that in. And since I do not have a funnel, I'm just going to make a mess and clean it up. Fill it up to it's about 1/2 inch from the top. Make sure everything is covered. Looks like I'm gonna run out of space over there, so take this. They sell these at places where you can buy canning goods. You use this to get rid of the bubbles. Guess I'll eat that one now. Oh, there's a couple I'm going to eat. Next, you take your tops, pop it on, or your lids, rather. These are the lids. Sorry about that. Take your lids, pop them on top. Then you take your lids, put them on. You don't have to put your lids on super tight right now. Now you just want to let these guys. Now you just want to let these guys sit. 8 hours, 10 hours. Hopefully in the next few hours I'll start hearing these tops pop, which means they've sealed, at which point now we're going to continue to tighten the lid all the way. But in the meantime, just go set these to the side. If you want to, you can add a little sugar to it. I saw recipes where they mention added sugar to it, but I don't need sugar for everything. So now with these, since these are so tall, some of them I'm going to cut because I don't want them trying to stick up on the top above the vinegar. With this jar here, I want them all red. Pour my concoction in. I don't know if you can see it, but some bubbles were coming up. There's more down in there. That's why you use this, to get rid of the bubbles. It's been years since I've had these. Made them once before, long time ago. And I don't know why I wasn't making them. But this is a perfect opportunity to make some. One thing I'm doing this year, I'm preserving what food I can. More so than usual. So I've dehydrated figs, apples, pears. Yeah, I've dehydrated figs, apples, pears, bananas. We had some bananas that were starting to, I won't say they were starting to go bad, but nobody was eating them. So, my wife bought a bunch of them for to make a what type of cake was that? Oh, hummingbird cake. That guy just doesn't want to go in there. That tastes pretty good. Hot. Definitely hot. Don't try this at home, folks. Look at that. Look at that, beautiful. So I'm going to tighten the top slightly, set them to the side, and let them do what they do. Well, there you go, folks. I still have maybe one more jar to do, but figured I'd let you get a look at this. Now please, do me a favor. If you like the video, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. That way you can be here next time I have some things going on in the kitchen, or when I have things going on in the garden. And if you have any questions or comments, or even maybe just suggestions or different recipes you have for stuff like this, put them in the comments. I love reading comments. Anyway, let's get out there. Let me get over here and clean the kitchen.